Oh, Halo, have we had our ups and downs? I've been a long-time Halo fan ever since I started playing video games. Back when I was a wee lad back in 2001, the very first Halo Combat Evolved was the game that got me into video games, really. I started with the Nintendo 64, played Star Fox, played Super Mario 64, but when Halo first got into my hands, that's when I really enjoyed video games. And I originally didn't own Halo initially. I actually went to a neighbor's house when I was a little kid and experienced Halo for the first time. And we had to convince my parents to get us Halo, saying, hey, we're not shooting people, we're shooting aliens. It's not bad. I know it's him, but it's not bad. And luckily we convinced them to get it, and we were hooked to Halo ever since. So when they announced Halo Campaign Evolved, I was very skeptical. I see Halo as a near perfect video game for its time. So when I saw they were making a remake, I really thought, do we need a remake of Halo? But since I'm a longtime Halo fan, I knew I was going to buy it. I knew it was going to happen. So I decided to pick it up, and to be honest, I'm a mixed bag on it. I think the visuals look really good. Actually, I realized my lower spec computer, I have a 2080 Super, and my visuals weren't the best. But I realized my DLSS was on low for some reason. I set that to high, and it made the video game look even more beautiful and was able to run better. But we still had some issues, some technical issues, where if there was a lot of enemies on the screen, we would have some buffering issues where the frame rate would drop. But that was really the only real technical issues I had. Now, the game doesn't really add too much. The game does try to stay faithful to the original 2001 game. But they do add some things where they add some cutscenes and they add some additional details with like Captain Keys and whatever happens with some other things that I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't played Halo or wants to see the differences for themselves if they have played Halo. There were some changes that I thought were nice, like the new cutscenes look really good, look really stunning. But there were some things that they added that I really didn't like, where it actually slowed down the pacing, especially near the end, where the last level, if you know what that last level is, they added something that I wasn't too big of a fan of that really slowed down the pacing. Now, the pacing with this campaign is a very mixed bag. Now, my problem with this campaign, my main problem, was they added way too many enemies. Where I think they made this more like a tech demo for using Halo on Unreal Engine 5, and they just threw a bunch of enemies on the screen, and that's where the visuals get a little buffered, but it stops the pacing of just running through the levels quickly and enjoying the game. I played this on Heroic for my first run through, and normally that's pretty easy for me as a Halo fan. But I noticed there were so many enemies on the screen, and the enemies' AI is really either, hey, they're going to stay away from you fully, or they're going to just rush you, is really what I saw. I haven't noticed like where the enemies are too smart, where I feel like in the original Halo, like they moved around a lot, like side to side, trying to dodge your attacks a little bit more, when in this one they kind of really rush you and constantly keep rushing you. And with this kind of game, if they have a lot more enemies and they're just going to keep rushing you, it kind of makes the gameplay more stand back, where, hey, I'm going to let them come to me and I'll just keep shooting them until the room is cleared. And when that happens, it really slows down the pacing of just running through the levels, which was my main issue of this game. I went through multiple waves of frustration because either I would finally get to a point where I can move forward and then there would be something stopping me, or there would be like a situation where, since they added too many enemies, they also added a lot more of the bigger enemies like hunters, I feel like. So every time I saw a hunter or saw a newer enemy they introduced, it was the first time in a Halo game where I actually wanted to run past the enemies instead of actually wanting to fight them, which is a real problem in a first-person shooter. But I will say about the gameplay is the gameplay does feel like Halo. The shooting feels great. I still want to go up and do a melee combo versus the elites to like make sure their shields get lowered. and then finish them off. That gameplay loop is still there, and that's why I still love Halo. And I think this got me wanting more of a newer entry. I feel like they're going to move forward and remake Halo 2 and 3, which I honestly am now worried about, because how I'm feeling about this game, I don't think it was necessary. I think this game is more of introducing people to Halo, like a newer audience, which is great. I think everyone should enjoy Halo, especially for the people that only have a PS5. I think you should highly pick up Halo and give it a try. Just keep in mind that it is an older style game. It does still feel like a 2001 shooter. So keep that in mind. It's not going to blow you away like modern shooters like Doom, for example, where it's very fast paced and a lot of stuff going on, feels more modern. This one is definitely still feels like an older game. And the audio also sounds great, still is Halo. The music of Halo is still incredible. I think this is definitely a good step in the right direction, hopefully for Halo Studios to get a good mark and grasp on how to make Halo. But there were still some decisions in this game that I didn't like that they try to modernize. Like, one of them is removing the health pack system. I think the health pack system is great in Halo 1 Combat Evolved, just because once you were low on health, that's when you really had to watch your shields and have to stay back and have that more tactical gameplay, which I really did miss in this remake. But they did add some positive things where, say, like the overshield and being invisible is now an active. It doesn't immediately trigger, which is actually a better change, where you're like, hey, like there's more strategy to it, as I should say. So I will say that change is for the better. I just really missed that health pack system. Other than that, I think this is a good start. If you have played Halo before and you have access to, say, a PC that I played this on, I would just recommend getting the Halo Master Chief Collection and playing the original. I don't think this is one that I would immediately say run out and spend $50 on. I would say buy the Master Chief Collection and play that version more. Unless like you're a big Halo fan like me, like if you just want to run through the new campaign and see the new visuals, I think that's great. Now, if you don't have access to a PC or the original version, I highly recommend getting this on PS5, just so you can experience Halo for the first time and see what all the hype is about with new Halo games. But I am hoping that this has Halo Studios go in the right direction. I really hope they don't do the safe route of remaking Halo 2 and 3, because those games I think are near perfect as well. There's like some problems with them, but I honestly don't see a reason why they need to be remade. I would rather see a new Halo game where they try to course correct from Halo Infinite and try to get this kind of level of style and this level of visuals for a brand new Halo campaign, and hopefully they get it correct, because Halo's had some rough few years, and I'm ready to see Halo return to form and have a good run and be, that showcase and that icon instead of the guy from Fortnite that many people say nowadays as a joke, but it's honestly kind of true. But those are my thoughts on Halo Campaign Evolved. It has some frustrating points, it has some highlights, so it's very mixed bag, but I would recommend giving it a go. If you enjoyed my thoughts on the game, definitely hit that subscribe button to have more videos, and let me know if you guys have picked up the game and what you guys think about it in the comments below. I would love to hear more about people's opinions on this, because it does feel like a mixed bag, and I would love to keep that conversation going. But thank you so much for your guys' time, and I hope you guys have a good one.